Welcome back. So we've learned a lot about files and directories so far. I just want to review a couple of more commands for viewing the content of a file. I'd like to take a look at the grep command, more, and another command called less. So let's go to my favorite file in Linux, services. So let's go to etc. That's where services is located. And if I type ls, if you recall, this file right here is the largest file on a Linux system. So if I cat out services, I see the content of this file. Now, as I'm typing these commands, you should be doing the same thing. So just pause the video and then type the same thing on your terminal so that you get some practice using it. Now that went by pretty quickly, and we saw that there's a way to slow it down a little bit to view it one page at a time. We can just simply type cat and the name of the file, and then after it we put what's called a pipe or a bar. Now we have two choices here. We can either type less or we can type more. They do pretty much the same thing or something very similar. For us, it really won't make a difference. So choose one or the other and press enter. Oops, I misspelled services. So let's use the up arrow. Find the up arrow on your keyboard, and that will bring back the previous command. So let's correct that mistake. Services. And you can see here that we can go through it one page at a time using the pipe. So let's take a close look at that command again. So you're catting out the file, looking inside, and then you're sending it to a second program called more, which slows it down. Well, you can get the exact same results just by typing more services. So at any time, if you want to break out of this very large file, just press Q. So now let's take a close look at this file, and we might not want to print out the whole file. We might not want to look at the entire file. Maybe just part of it concerns us. So maybe I'm just interested in those lines that have TCP in them. So instead of printing out all 10,000 lines, I want to filter this file and just look for the lines that have TCP in it. And that is another program called grep. So let's cat out the file, cat out of services. All right, so that command shows us what's in the file, and we're going to pipe it. Now remember, what a pipe does is it takes the output of one command, takes the output of one command and sends it as the input of another command. In this case, that command is going to be grep. So we are interested only in the lines that have TCP in them. So let's press enter, and sure enough, they all have TCP in them. But remember, Linux is case sensitive, so it's only going to show us TCP in lowercase. How about in uppercase? Let's type the same command again. Now notice I'm getting the previous command very quickly by using the up arrow. And I'm going to type TCP in uppercase. And indeed, there are lines here that have TCP in uppercase. What if I want both? What if I want to display both at the same time, uppercase and lowercase? Well, it's a very similar command. You pipe it to grep again. Grep is a filter. And this time you use the I option to ignore. So when I press enter this time, I'm going to ignore whether it's uppercase or lowercase. It doesn't matter. It's going to show me every instance of TCP in that file. So grep is an important command for us, and one that we'll be using very shortly.